Hello kids, this is Grandma or Dama, depending on which kids you are. And today I'm going to read you The Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat. This is a classic. And a classic is something that has been around for a long time and people love it. They keep loving it even when it's been around for years and years. It is still read, or if it's music, it's listened to, and people don't get tired of it, and that's what makes it a classic. Here's the first page. Even little bears expect a good fright when they go out for treats on Halloween night. Okay. And here we have the first two pages that show the parents saying goodbye to the kids when they go out trick-or-treating. Okay. And this page is talking about autumn, which is also called fall. And that's the time of year that we're in now, when the weather gets colder and the leaves fall and turn bright colors. The sights and sounds of autumn were all around as Mama Bear pushed her shopping cart along the path that led to the Bear family's treehouse. The trees and shrubs were ablaze with color. Farmer Ben's pumpkin stood bright orange in the October sun. The crows cawed noisily as they searched the stubble for bits of corn. Wild geese in great V formations honked high in the sky as they flew south. These are the geese flying to a warmer climate. And when they say ablaze with color, that means that they've turned orange, like fire. That's why they call it a blaze. Okay, and here are the cubs in their Halloween costumes. But the surest sign of the season was inside the treehouse, hiding behind Papa Bear's easy chair. It was Brother Bear waiting to try out his Halloween costume on Mama. It wasn't Halloween yet, but Brother and Sister couldn't wait to try on their new costumes. Sister was going to be a beautiful ballerina. "Well, what do you think?" she asked, taking the third position. "Shh," said Brother. "Mama's coming." Brother had chosen to be a spooky monster on Halloween. He had bought the spookiest monster mask he could find, and Mama made the rest of the costume. So, see that Sister is dressed like a ballerina. Ballerinas have certain positions they use when they dance, and they give them numbers, and this one is called third position. The way she's standing there is called third position. Okay, here's the next part. "Boo," he shouted as Mama came in with the groceries. "Help, a monster," she cried, pretending to be frightened. "It's only me, Mama," he said, showing his face. "So it is," said Mama. "Well, that just goes to show that appearances can be deceiving." "Appearances can be deceiving? What does that mean?" asked Sister. "It's just a grown-up way of saying that things aren't always what they look like," explained Mama as she unpacked the groceries. "Look, goodies," said Brother. "Hands off, please," said Mama. "Those are for trick-or-treaters who come to our house tomorrow night." Okay, so things aren't always the way they look. Sometimes they look like they're a certain way, but they're really another way. And that's what they're going to talk about in this book. Okay, and here they are carving a pumpkin. Brother and Sister were very excited about Halloween, and a little nervous too. This was the first year they would be going trick-or-treating without a grown-up along to supervise. "I'm not so sure I like the idea of them going by themselves," said Papa as he carved the pumpkin he got from Farmer Ben. "It's pretty spooky out there," he added, making a scary face at the cubs. Okay. Here they're talking about Halloween. Now, Papa, said Mama, if brother and sister want to accept the challenge of going out on their own, I think we should encourage them. But remember, she continued, turning to the cubs, there will be strict rules. You'll stay in your own neighborhood until you're back, and you won't eat any of the treats until you're back home. Besides, said Brother, we won't really be by ourselves. We made a trick-or-treat date with Cousin Freddie, Lizzie Bruin, and Queenie McBear. We're going to go as a group. And there's the jack-o'-lantern when it's all done. That's how it looks. There, said Papa, putting the finishing touches on the jack-o'-lantern. Then he lit a candle inside it and turned out all the lights. It was pretty scary. You could see the way they gave it kind of a mean face. Okay, here they are again. The next day, brother and sister began planning the trick-or-treat route they'd follow that night. Brother got a pencil and paper and made a map of the neighborhood. That way, he explained, they wouldn't miss anybody. Let's see now, he said. We'll stop at our houses first. Ours, Freddie's, Lizzie's, and Queenie's. Then we'll do Farmer Ben's and our sitter's, Mrs. Grizzle. Now, what do you think they mean when they say they are planning the trick-or-treat route they'd follow that night? Some people call it route. What that is the plan of where you're going to go, and then where you're going to go next, and then where you're going to go next. So sometimes grown-ups will say, we're going to take the 10 freeway to the 15 freeway to the whatever off-ramp. That's the route that they're going to take. Mrs. Grizzle for sure, agreed Sister. She usually makes special Halloween cookies. And Teacher Jane, she gives out good stuff. How about Dr. Grizzly? Asked Brother. She's into health snacks. I think so, just to be polite, said Sis. They don't really want healthy snacks. Gramps and Gran, of course. Of course. Nobody wants healthy snacks on Halloween. Let's see. Okay. I'll tell you one place we are going to miss, said Brother, folding his map. What place is that? Asked Sister. That one, he answered, pointing out the window at the home of old Ms. McGriz. It was a spooky, twisted old tree house in a thicket at the end of Crooked Lane. We're definitely not going there, he added with a shiver. In a thicket? That's a bunch of really full, dense bushes that are so full that you can't get through them. They're thick, basically. Why ever not? Asked Mama, who was listening. Why not? Said the cubs. Because she's a witch. That's why not. Okay, and then here they are going trick-or-treating. What utter nonsense, protested Mama. True, Ms. McGriz is old and bent and rather forbidding looking, but I can assure you she's a perfectly nice person. But the cubs didn't believe her, not for a minute. They knew better. Everybody knew better. No doubt about it, Ms. McGriz was a witch for sure. Just after dark, a pirate, a skeleton, and the wicked queen from Snow White came for Brother and Sister. They were Freddie, Lizzie, and Queenie, of course, and together they ventured out into the darkness with their trick-or-treat bags. So this is the pirate, and this is a devil? Okay, I'm not sure what he is. That's a skeleton, and that is the Wicked Queen from Snow White. Here they are trick-or-treating. before they could get started collecting Halloween goodies, they were joined by some worrisome company, Too Tall Grizzly and his gang, out for mischief. What's mischief? Mischief is when you're going to do something bad. Not real bad, but bad. Too Tall didn't waste any time trying to get brother, sister, and their friends to go along with him and his gang. "Come on, we'll show you goody goodies how to have some real Halloween fun," he said, pulling brother along with him. "What sort of fun?" asked brother warily. "Oh, you might say we're going to put the trick back in Trick or Treat," he said, chuckling. It was so dark that brother and the others didn't notice where they were heading. "Hey," said sister, "this is Crooked Lane." Where was it? Ms. McGriz? Where the woman lives who they think is a witch. Okay, here's the next page, and there's her house. It's supposed to be haunted. "That's right," said Too Tall. "We're going to play a few tricks on old Witch McGriz." "What sort of tricks?" asked brother. Her gnarled, twisted old treehouse loomed ahead. "First," whispered Too Tall, taking a roll of toilet paper from his jacket, "we'll decorate her house with a little of this. Then maybe we'll tie a few knots in her clothesline. Then smear some honey on her broomstick so she'll stick to it when she tries to fly." And there she is. But before Too Tall and his gang could start their mischief, because they were going to put toilet paper all over her house and tie a knot in her clothesline and put honey on her broomstick, so they were going to do bad things, but not real bad things, but just bad things. The front door opened and a bright yellow light stabbed the darkness. And there in the doorway stood the frightening figure of old Ms. McGriz. "Aha," she said in a gravelly voice. "I'm ready for you." Now she looks kind of scary. There they are inside. She then led the terrified cubs into a cozy living room. To their great surprise, there was a big tray of beautiful candy apples, all prepared for Halloween visitors. "Mama was right," whispered sister to brother. "Ms. McGriz really is a sweet, kind old person." The cubs thanked her for the beautiful apples, and what about the rest of their trick-or-treat business? See, she made apples for them, candy apples. She's not a witch, she's just an old lady. Later that evening, brother and sister were at home looking over all the treats they had collected. The beautiful candy apples stood out, and Papa asked where they came from. "From Ms. McGriz," answered brother. "From that scary-looking old grouch puss. From that scary-looking old grouch puss that lives down Crooked Lane," said Papa. "That's right," said brother, taking a delicious bite of his candy apple. But she wasn't grouchy at all, was she? She was nice. Okay, and here's the last page. "You must really try to remember, Papa," said sister, giving her apple a little lick. "Appearances can be quite deceiving." So that means you can't tell by looking sometimes what a person or a thing or a situation really is like. You can't tell by looking. They didn't understand her or her house. Her house wasn't haunted, and she was a nice person. So that's the Berenstain Bears Trick or Treat. Thank you for listening to me. I'll talk to you again soon.